What's good, team? Right after bringing you guys another episode of the Explained series, and on this week's episode, I'll be bringing you guys the Hero Archetype Explained. And in this video, I'm going to be going over pretty much everything about heroes, from the different subsections of heroes to the different variants that's done great throughout the years. And yeah, just going into in-depth analysis on my personal thoughts and opinions on this deck. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the first slide, the Archetype History. As a lot of you guys already know, I am a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is why I play the Hero Archetype. And the deck originates from GX with Jaden Yuki, as far as I remember, being the originator of the Hero deck in the anime. Then of course, throughout the anime, you met people like Aster Phoenix, who ran the Destiny Heroes and the Vision Heroes. Then they had this other guy, I forgot his name, because I kind of stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX at a certain point, who used the evil heroes, but for the most part, the hero archetype started in the anime. So there are 5 different subsections of the hero archetype. There are the masked heroes, the destiny heroes, the vision heroes, the elemental heroes, and the evil heroes, which I'll be going over all in this video. And the deck has been relevant for almost over 10 years. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime came out in 2004 and ended in 2008, and Heroes has been pretty much in the game since then, which is now 2016. So that's about 12 years going strong for this deck. So yeah, it originated from anime. There's 5 different versions of this deck, and it's been relevant for 10 years. I guess you can add the Neo-Spacian as a 6th version, but I don't really count Neo-Spacian as a version of Heroes. I mean, they're like partnered up with the Heroes, but they're not really part of the archetype, if that makes sense. So yeah, now that I went over everything about the history of the deck and where it came from, let's talk about each individual type of hero deck in detail. The elements of hero. The original hero deck is fusion based, of course, with things like polymerization and miracle fusion. It was tier 1 at its prime. And a lot of you guys probably thinking, how the hell was Elemental Heroes tier 1? Well, the Elemental Hero deck, while it came out in 2004, it stayed relevant all the way up into the late 2000s, like 2011, 2012, with the Hero beating Hero stun variants, which abused cards like super polymerization, which kept the deck pretty much tier 1, because some people still ran the polymerization, the regular ones, and some people also ran the miracle fusion. So that was how the bubble beat, etc. hero decks were born, which kept the deck tier 1. And the deck is just an all-time fan favorite. Fans of the GX anime, even though GX is one of the most hated animes, love this deck. Destiny Heroes. Now, Destiny Heroes was one of Heroes' first competitive decks, because while the original Elemental Heroes were one of the best decks for the archetype, the Destiny Heroes was one of the first competitive decks. It started off as an engine for the Dark Arm Dragon deck. I do remember back in the day when I was a kid, a lot of people used to use the Scapegoat Plasma Destiny Hero deck with maliciouses, so it's kind of decent on a regional / local level. And the deck is still relevant today and uses engine as multitude of decks. We have the Destiny Hero Zoken decks that are pretty rampant, and then we also had in the past this pure Destiny Hero build. So yeah, Destiny Heroes are pretty much the next best hero deck to the standard Elements of Heroes for the deck. Evil Hero. Now, Evil Hero is one of the hero decks that a lot of players do not know about, especially a lot of newer players. It came out way back when, around 2005, I believe, and it is a OTK based fusion archetype with Elemental Hero with Evil Hero Dark Gaia, pretty much stating when he hits the field, he flips up monsters, and then the Dark Fusion, I believe he gains attack, and he pretty much main goal is OTK. There are a lot of players back in the day making OTK variants with him at locals, and I believe they topped a few regionals. Tried to get some information on that for the video, could not find anything, but I solely remember people top 8 in regionals back in the day with this deck. But you guys gotta remember, this is pre-YouTube era or early YouTube era, and there were no YouTubers back then. The deck is mainly Fiend type, so unlike most of the hero cards in the hero archetype, the deck is all Fiends for the most part, because I guess if they're warriors, they will be pretty broken. And for its time, the deck was a solid tier 2. I mean, OTKing for days with the Dark Fusion was pretty much a game. I remember a lot of players at locals used to play this deck, because it was a pretty cheap deck. A lot of it was commons, and it was pretty much decent. Vision Hero. Now, this is a manga archetype by Aster Phoenix, which is Jaden Yuki's rival in the anime. It is OTK based, and it honestly is an incomplete archetype for the actual in real life card game version of the hero deck. I mean, it's based off the manga. We just never got all of the Vision Hero cards in America or in the OCG. But there are some Vision Hero cards in the manga that are pretty good. We just haven't got the supporting cards for that archetype. And of course, the Masked Hero deck, manga archetype by Jaden Yuki. This is one of my favorite versions of the deck, next to the obviously the better the Bumblebee version. Mainly because it's the first hero deck I've actually got to play competitive. I got pretty good with it. It's based off a Kamen Rider, which is like it's a Japanese origin show. A lot of you older cats might remember Kamen Rider when it came to America back in the day. But Kamen Rider is pretty much a mass change type of show, and that's pretty much what Mass Heroes is based off of, Kamen Rider, so you guys can look that up. It is stun based, and ultimately at its prime it's tier 1. Right now it currently is tier 2, but when it first came out it was tier 1 in Japan. In the Necros format is when Heroes was at its best. The only reason it didn't do as well as it did in Japan is because the US has Regeki and Japan has Harper's Federation, so there's a lot of different reasons why the deck wasn't as powerful as it was in OCG. But yeah, the deck has won OCG Nationals. It has done a lot for what it's worth. So yeah, Mass Heroes in a nutshell. Bring out Dark Claw, sit on Dark Claw, protect the Dark Claw, and you win. Dark Claw is that much of a power card. Now let's go over some of the deck history. Now the best 3 versions of this deck has been the Hero Stun, the Hero Bumblebee, and the Masked Hero. Hero Stun was pretty much the hero deck when we ran Stratos and the Gemini monsters to with Alias to use Gemini Spark. Gemini Spark, for guys that don't remember, you trigger off your Gemini monster to pop a card in the field, and then you draw a card. So you don't really lose any speed in your deck. You pop into your opponent's stuff and you draw. And then that hero version also ran things like Miracle Fusion, Fossil Dinos. Pretty much just stunned the opponent down. It topped the YCSs, topped the regionals. It was just an overall powerful deck. Then right after Hero Stun, we had the Hero Bumblebee variant. Now this is personally the in my opinion the most powerful version of the deck. Reason being, it's won multiple YCSs. It topped YCSs. I mean, Stratos with the Bubble Man and the Super Poly was too good. Super Poly was just an amazing card in general. I mean, you pitch a card, you fusion summon one of your opponent's monsters with one of your heroes, and you have a hero for each element of the opponent's monster. So essentially, no matter what deck you played against, you're always going to be able to out their boss monster with Super Poly. And then not to mention, this was around the XYZ era, so a Bubble Man was able to be abused by setting your whole hand, bring out Stratos, bring out Bubble Man. And then it was just OTKs for days. Super Poly was just an amazing card. This deck was ultimately one of the better versions. Then people also made hybrid builds like Hero Stun, Bubble Beat, which was okay. Then last but not least, the Masked Hero deck, which is the current version we have now, which is not as powerful as Bubble Beat, but it's just as good. OCG, fun fact, actually had Masked Heroes, when it was kind of like a Masked Hero Bubble Beat hybrid, where they had the Dark Law, they had the Stratos, they had the Super Poly, and the deck was damn near unbeatable. I remember when I was playing Gadgets back then, I'll always go online and I'll see either Gadgets topping, Heroes topping, or Infernity. So that just goes to show you that Heroes as a deck, when they are at their full power, they are a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you got the Stratos to search out everything, you got Super Poly, and yeah, Stratos and Super Poly is some of the best cards the deck's ever had, and that's why I personally believe Konami of America have kept these cards on the ban list, because they do not want this deck to be back at its full potential, especially in the TCG, because we have Bubble Man at 3, we have Dark Law at 3, and yeah, we have Shadow Mist at 3. This deck could just be OP as fuck if we had Stratos and Super Poly, but that's neither here or there. Final thoughts for this deck. The Hero deck is definitely a fan favorite deck. It has tons of accomplishments, from just making us happy when we were children to actually doing good at real events. I mean, the Bubble Beat version alone has done so well. Hey, me personally, when I was playing Gadgets, I remember a story one time. I was at regionals and I played against this kid, and he just whooped my ass in 2 turns. Stratos, Bubble Man, Monster Born, Stratos, Bubble Man, GG no re. Really frustrating. So yeah, the deck has tons of accomplishments. Yeah, there's more to be said about that. And honestly, in my honest opinion, currently the deck is sitting at a strong tier 2. It has an amazing matchup for the current meta, which is Metal Foes. It has an amazing matchup for Blue Eyes. Well, it has an okay matchup for Blue Eyes. Amazing Metal Foes matchup. Amazing Burning Abyss PK Fire matchup. It just sucks against the Cosmo deck because the Cosmos have pretty much the cards say you can't target them and they all beat over Dark Law. So, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed my Hero deck explain video. It was actually really fun making the video. If you guys have anything, want to point out anything I missed, let me know about that in the comment section down below. And as I always tell you guys, if you're a new viewer to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe for more competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. I upload 3 times a week, on Mondays to do my general discussions, on Wednesdays to do my top 10s, and on Fridays to do my explain series where I explain decks and archetypes in detail. Now guys, at this point I usually have a poll in the right hand corner, but next week I think I will be taking a break from the Archetype Explained series to bring you guys my current up-to-date list of my Masked Hero deck. It is almost done. I'm 4 cards away from building my main deck, and then I'm a fuck ton of cards away from building my side deck, but if I can get the main deck done this week, I will definitely profile it for you guys on Friday. If not, I'll just bring you guys Paleozoics Explained, because that's a deck that a lot of you guys have requested, and it's a deck I actually feel like talking about. So, one more thing before I let you guys go. As a lot of you guys already know, I set up a GoFundMe account to help out my YCS Minneapolis trip, and I want to thank everyone so fucking much for supporting me. We are at, what, $70 odd right now, which is amazing. I mean, I shot a goal for $400 to pretty much help me pay for my hotel. But hell, like I said before, beggars cannot be choosers, and I really appreciate everyone for helping me out for this trip. Hell, so yeah, I just want to say thank you for everyone that helped out. For everyone that could not help out, thank you for watching my videos as always. And for anyone that wants to support me on GoFundMe, the link will be in the description below. The campaign's ending on October 1st, because yeah, I have to get everything ready for this event. And if past October 1st, if you guys still want to help, you guys can shoot me money via PayPal. So yeah, as I always tell you guys, Chris from Team Innovation, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys, and stay innovative. Deuces. 10 girlfriend slash boyfriend don't understand, and it's frankly fucking annoying because like in this day and age, unless you're fucking playing football, basketball,